Christmas has exploded into a trillion-dollar industry. And let's be honest, people go all out during the holidays. While gift giving is at the heart of Christmas, the reality is that all this holiday spending floods our economy and changes how we celebrate. But here's the big question. Is all this spending really doing us any good? Or is it just turning us into shopping zombies in Santa hats? With rising prices and pressure to buy, it makes us wonder what Christmas really means today. But before we unwrap the details, don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Welcome to FinaVault, your vault for fascinating insights. It's that time of year again when everyone seems to be on a spending spree, and you can practically feel the excitement in the air. Believe it or not, this year, holiday shoppers in the U.S. are expected to dish out an average of $902 per person on gifts, decorations, food, and all that festive stuff. That's a jump from $875 in 2023. Let's break down that spending a bit. Out of $902, about $641 is going straight to gifts for everyone, from family to friends and even coworkers. We're talking $488 for family, $83 for friends, and $33 for coworkers, and $38 for those special people in our lives, like teachers and babysitters who keep our little ones in line. That leaves us about $261 for all the fun holiday goodies, like decorations, cards, candy, and those mouth-watering treats that make the season feel extra magical. It really adds up. Now, in the UK, analysts aren't exactly throwing a holiday party over grocery sales this Christmas, mainly because inflation is still being a real Grinch. But seafood analysts, they're holding onto a sliver of hope for that category as the holidays approach. Food sales during Christmas season are expected to rise 2.5% in the UK. But once you factor in inflation, they're projecting to dip by 0.7%, according to the global consulting firm AlixPartners. They also found that 21% of British shoppers plan to cut back on food spending this Christmas compared to last year, while only 13% are ready to splurge a little more. Just over half, 55%, are planning to keep their spending steady. Meanwhile, 45% plan to spend the same, and 22% are looking to cut back. Matt Clark, the head of Europe, the Middle East, and Africa retail at AlixPartners, noted, with the legacy of inflation continuing to bite and consumer confidence holding back spending, this Christmas is set to be a subdued affair for grocers. He pointed out that the latest budget news has a lot of people bracing for some serious financial hits, thanks to hikes in the national living wage and national insurance contributions. Ouch! Now, let's take a quick trip to Canada, where it looks like Generation Z is ready to go all out this holiday season. On average, they're expected to splurge around $2,300 Canadian dollars. Meanwhile, baby boomers are keeping it a bit more low-key, projected to spend about $1,400. Canadian retailers are gearing up for a big holiday bash, expecting a 2% jump in sales compared to last year. According to Kayla Schwartz, the Director of Consumer Insights and Strategy for Retail and Consumer Goods at Salesforce, online retail sales in Canada are set to hit around $14.7 billion USD between November and December. This growth is in line with what's happening in other big markets like the US, where a similar 2% increase is also on the way. But it's not just about the spending spree. The holiday season also brings a wave of temporary job opportunities and cranks up production across various sectors. What's particularly interesting is that many folks are leaning on credit options like buy now, pay later to handle those rising living costs. This trend shows how shoppers are trying to juggle their budgets while still soaking up all that holiday cheer. It's festive, but is it sustainable? Let's pause for a second. How did we get to this point? Christmas didn't always look like the big commercial event we see today. It actually started way back in the 4th century as a pretty low-key celebration. Over time, it grew from a small holiday into a major one, mixing pagan traditions with Christian beliefs. Fast forward to the 19th century, and things really started to shift with the rise of consumerism. Mass production and advertising became the norm, and folks like Washington Irving and Clement Clark Moore played a big role in making Santa Claus and the whole gift-giving thing super popular. This is when Christmas began to shift towards material things. You know Charles Dickens, right? His famous story, A Christmas Carol, really brought the holiday spirit to life. It really highlighted the importance of family and generosity, transforming Christmas into a season of giving and setting the stage for all the commercial buzz we see today. And we can't overlook Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. They were the dynamic duo who helped bring many of our favorite Christmas traditions to life, like the iconic Christmas tree. Talk about holiday royalty. Their influence helped boost Christmas from a minor event to a major celebration, making it more commercial. All these cultural changes and historical influences came together to create the Christmas we know today, where the holiday is all about gift-giving and consumerism. It's pretty amazing how these moments in history shaped Christmas into a huge industry. Let's dive into the retail scene during Christmas. As Christmas became more about shopping, advertising really took off. Artists like Thomas Nast helped change the image of Santa Claus, turning him into a key figure in holiday marketing. Nast's illustration transformed Santa from a bit of a mysterious character into the cheerful red-suited guy we know today. Then, Coca-Cola came along and really popularized the modern image of Santa with their famous ads starting in the 1930s. Their campaigns not only solidified Santa's look, but also linked him closely to the idea of Christmas joy and consumerism. But it's not just the big brands feeling the heat. Small businesses are in the game too, hustling to keep up during the holiday rush. It's quite the scene, with everyone from giant corporations to cozy local shops all trying to snag their slice of the Christmas pie. Retailers are getting an early jump on holiday promotions, with some even starting their sales in October. This move not only stretches out the shopping season, but also encourages folks to spend more. It's like a never-ending dance of commerce that keeps changing every year. So, what's behind all this spending? It's not just about the holidays, it's the emotions that come with them. People feel this strong urge to give gifts, which often leads to some pretty extravagant spending. This year, a lot of folks are experiencing the lipstick effect, where they treat themselves to a little luxury even when times are tough. It's like a little treat to lift their spirits, even if it means cutting back elsewhere. Interestingly, this year, there's been a noticeable increase in unwanted gifts. According to surveys, a significant percentage of people report receiving gifts they don't want or need, leading to high return rates. This trend highlights a curious situation where the joy of giving sometimes leads to disappointment. Many consumers are left with items that don't resonate with them, raising questions about effectiveness of gift giving in a consumer-driven society. Moreover, social pressures play a significant role in spending habits. A lot of people feel the pressure to spend just to keep up with friends and family, which often leads to more borrowing and credit card debt. Yikes! Reports show that many shoppers are leaning on their credit cards to cover their holiday splurges, and that can bring some serious financial stress come January. It really makes you wonder how sustainable this consumer culture is and what it means for our wallets and well-beings in the long run. Interestingly, while many are pumped to spend, there's also a growing awareness about the need for responsible spending. As folks get more in tune with their financial situations, we're seeing a shift toward budget-friendly celebrations. Cheers to that! This balance between indulgence and responsibility creates a complex narrative around Christmas spending. Let's take a breather and chat about the critiques of Christmas spending. Some economists argue that the idea of Christmas boosting the economy is about as real as Santa's sleigh. They say it's a healthy economy that fuels Christmas spending, not the other way around. So that whole holiday shopping is a major economic driver thing? Yeah, maybe not. Now here's a fun concept: the deadweight loss of Christmas. Introduced by economist Joel Waldfogel, He claims gift giving can be a bit of a money pit since people often spend cash on gifts that the recipients don't value nearly as much. For instance, if someone splurges £50 on a gift that the recipients think is worth only £30, that's a £20 loss in perceived value. Ouch! But then again, we can only really slap a price tag on the joy and sentimental value of giving gifts. So it begs the question, is the warm, fuzzy feeling worth the potential financial facepalm? And let's not forget the growing movement against the commercialization of Christmas. Many people are shouting for a return to the holiday's original meaning. Think charity and community, not just shopping sprees. Stories like The Grinch Who Stole Christmas really nailed these themes, reminding us that the holiday spirit is about more than just the latest gadgets. The cultural shift shows that many are craving a deeper connection to the holidays, one that values relationships over material possessions. Because, let's be honest, no one wants to be known as the gift card giver at the family gathering. As we look ahead, what does the future hold for Christmas spending? Predictions for Christmas 2024 are all over the map. Some experts think spending will go up, while others believe folks might be tightening their belts because of economic jitters. It's a classic wait-and-see situation, like trying to guess if Aunt Edna will bring her famous fruitcake again. We won't really know what's what until holiday season wraps up. One trend that's popping up is a focus on saving during the holidays. Searches for tips on how to save for Christmas has shot up 27% this past year. People are on the hunt for ways to trim costs without losing the festive spirit. Ideas like limiting gift lists, sorry distant cousins, choosing pre-loved items, and hunting for coupons are gaining popularity. Potluck dinners are making a comeback, and digital greeting cards are in vogue as people look to celebrate without breaking the bank. With the cost of living rising faster than holiday decorations in stores, many are getting creative about enjoying Christmas while keeping their wallets happy. This shift could lead to a more meaningful holiday experience where the focus is on connections and experiences rather than just a pile of gifts. After all, who needs another pair of socks when you can share laughs and memories with loved ones? At the end of the day, the story of Christmas is about more than just numbers. It's about the values and traditions that bring us together. So, we want to hear from you. So, what do you think? Does all this holiday spending really make Christmas feel more special, or is it just distracting us from the real magic of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take. After all, everyone's got an opinion on whether it's about the gifts or the good times. And that's it for today. Hit the like button and subscribe to FinaVault. Stay tuned for more and catch you at the next one.